A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant political decision, the Senate has voted to rescind $1.1 billion in federal funding for public broadcasting entities, notably NPR and PBS. This move, described by some media outlets as an unusual surrender of congressional spending power, has sparked intense debate about the role of public media in America. NPR CEO, Catherine Marr, has been a vocal opponent of this decision, arguing that public radio serves as a critical source of information for rural communities that often lack reliable internet access. During her appearance on CNN, Marr emphasized the importance of public media in providing emergency alerts and vital news coverage to areas where other sources of information are scarce. There's a real understanding of the need there, as well as for emergency alerting, in which public media plays an extraordinarily important role, she stated, highlighting that large rural and tribal communities depend heavily on these services. Critics of the funding cut argue that it disproportionately affects regions that are already underserved by modern communication infrastructure. However, opponents of federal funding for public broadcasting contend that in an age of advanced technology, it may not be the best use of taxpayer dollars. They advocate for investments in infrastructure that would expand access to high-speed internet rather than subsidizing traditional media outlets. This debate comes at a time when the media landscape is rapidly evolving, with private entities like Elon Musk's Starlink demonstrating the potential for satellite internet to reach even the most remote areas. The Senate's decision has been framed by some as part of a broader trend of undermining press freedom, particularly during the Trump administration, which has faced criticism for its treatment of media organizations. President Trump's administration has been accused of attempting to silence dissenting voices in the press, and the recent funding cuts have raised alarms among advocates for free speech. The vote, which passed narrowly with a 51-48 margin, has sent shockwaves through public media outlets across the country, many of which were already bracing for the worst. NPR's swift reaction included a dire warning from Marr, who stated, "Nearly 3 in 4 Americans say they rely on their public radio stations for alerts and news for their public safety. We call on the House of Representatives to reject this elimination of public media funding, which directly harms their communities and constituents, and could very well place lives at risk." As the House prepares to consider the Senate's decision, the implications of these funding cuts remain uncertain. Public broadcasting advocates continue to rally support, emphasizing the critical role that NPR and PBS play in ensuring that all Americans have access to reliable news and information. The future of public media hangs in the balance as debates about funding, access, and the role of government in supporting journalism continue to unfold. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.